All right, everybody, we are here live this morning, and we just wanted to make sure that it is almost 10 o'clock. Not quite, but I know some of you might have to go to church or something like that. You might be at church right now. And if that is the case, then I would say pay attention, turn this off so you don't get in any trouble. But if you missed church this morning, well, I guess your health is the next best thing. Take care of your spirit, and then you can take care of your body. All right. So we'll get all of that in. Remember, mind, body, spirit, all that stuff is supposed to go together. So we want you to get the correct mindset, stand up for yourself and question everything. We want you to get the correct body. Okay. We want you to be healthy. We want your cells healthy. We want your metabolism up so you can get those good metabolic processes working and your vital organs stay in good working order. And lastly, that spirit part, that's probably going to be the biggest part, because there are special things that go on with our spirit that actually can override things that go on with the body. So we'll talk a little bit about that if you would like, but I got to find out who's on the webinar right now. So let me go back to this. We're going to boom. All right, so we're here this morning live. Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday morning, and I know you guys are excited about today, right? I hope you are. But let me just take care of a few things before it becomes 10 o'clock. I'm going to give people a chance to get on here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll see if we can get this thing working again. So for right now, let me throw this up here, and boom, there you go. All right, so we're doing this because this is my way of spreading the word of good health and ending metabolic disease on this is my first product. It's not going to be my last product. And see, some people don't realize that. I heard people saying, well, now I'm starting to sell things, and because I'm selling things now, that all of a sudden that I guess my theories, my hard-earned research, all of my physiological knowledge, it doesn't matter because now I'm selling something. Well, tell you the truth, I'm one person. I didn't realize, because I used to think the same way when I was younger, because I was like, why does everything have to cost money? Why is everything? Well, I'm one person. You see, if let's say, for instance, 100 people this week need help with something. I can't help 100 people myself because I'm the one dispensing the advice. I can't delegate this to anybody else. So it has to be done on an individual basis. Thus, I have to create programs or create classes or courses that people can follow so that now they can get the help that they need without me having to physically be there, but they can get my same expertise and my same knowledge. You see, that's what I did not realize at the beginning, because I realized that me doing this myself is not scalable. All right, I can't reach the people I want to reach. I sure as hell can't end metabolic disease just by myself. But this is a step towards. So you see, what I'm doing right now, as far as answering questions, this is a very valuable part of what I'm doing here, and it is reaching many more people than I could do one-on-one. So if you have any questions that you want to ask, take a look. Just think about this. Your question is a question somebody else has, probably thousands of other people have, and those people are going to be helped by you answering your question and me being able to do it live on the internet, which is ever expanding and ever reachable. All right, so that's what we want that's how I'm planning to scale this a little bit more, about doing more question and answer sessions. And I think what I'm going to do is maybe once or twice a week, I'm just going to have a designated time. But again, I don't know if it's feasible because I do travel sometimes to help people with their problems. I do have individualized plans that people have paid for that I'm actually going to that I actually have to get done. So all of that stuff put together, it is weighing on my time. I really haven't been getting much sleep, but you can see, I believe in my own stuff. You don't need as much sleep when you got the correct nutrition going on. Okay, so you guys see it here. We got the Eat Butter, Smoke Marijuana, Kill Cancer, and Live to 100 audio book, and the download. Now, you can get the download right now if you guys want the information. So the $14.99, that's a good reduced price from what it's going to cost. All right, so it is reduced. All right, but it's going to be on Audible for that same price. But I'm going to, just like I said, I'm going to up this, and boom, we're going to see what we got today. But, oh, look, the download book went up today. All right. So, oh, it did. I said it that way. Okay. So it was the last day, but you know what? I might have to set that back, because I didn't think I didn't think it was supposed to happen that way today. So you guys just bear with me, and I'm going to see, can I make a quick change here? If it's quick. All right. So hopefully you guys are doing great today. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. When I wake up and I see the sun in the morning, I say, thank goodness this day is here, and I absolutely love what we do. Okay. So how about we see this, and yes. So we got the download. Okay. Let me see. I got to check some stats on this thing. Okay. Now, okay. Yes. Yes. And here it is. All right. And let me see. Gotcha. Okay. That one is still on sale. So, all right. I like that. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and boom. There we go. All right, so we got this here, and it looks like I can make the change. I'm gonna try it. Boom. Oh, there it is. Good. What's today? Today is the 26th, so I'm gonna do the 26th. How about this? How about we do that? And then we'll update. All right. Now let's see did our page change here, and then I'll put that back up there and see did the change reflect. Okay, good. It did. All right, so there it is again. All right, I like that. All right, I'm getting good at this technology stuff. Okay, so we got you there, got you here, and boom. All right, so I see people have jumped on here. I appreciate that. All right. Wow, quite a few of you. I love it. All right, so yeah, hopefully it's the Sunday thing that's doing it, so you guys can jump on here. Good morning. How's it going? All right, Sheps, I appreciate it. Wait, I like that. Brandon Duplessis. I gave you a shout out yesterday because I saw your name because you bought the book, so I appreciate that, Brandon. All right, so Alma Flores, I found you. Blessings to all. Carlos, blessings to you too, my friend. I love it. We love you. Thanks for everything that you do. Raquel, all right, no problem at all. I love absolutely talking to you all, answering questions, and it is my pleasure. Okay, so why you have to make a living too? All right, so I'm trying to tell them. So I realize I do got to spread this stuff. So it has to be, I'm only one person. It has to be more in the form of that, programs and products, because I have to spread my word. But I hope that people get it, because I don't want to be lumped in with the same, it's just a book, he's an author who wrote a book, or this guy, he's just got another program out there like any other program. My stuff is not like anybody else's, because I told you my background, and I'm going to go a little bit back more into that today, because I had some questions about that. All right. Agreed, Michelle. You have to put food on the table, so of course you have to make a profit somehow. Michelle gets me. I know the dilemma. So people who have actually gone through this and actually have to do this for themselves. You guys work, you guys who work in the real world, or even have tried to start a business, you know what it's all about. So even if you haven't tried to start a business, if you work a job, you know what it's about too. All right, this is about providing so that you can do something that's bigger than yourself, and that's exactly what this is. Remember, the big mission here is to end metabolic disease. That's not a small thing. All right, so this is the first step that I'm taking towards pushing towards that, and the book was the first step. And there's going to be more stuff to come. So and let me not say stuff. There is more important, life-changing information to come. All right. In these webinars, in these live events, coming with more products so that you guys can get the information that you need, and coupling that with doing these kind of events, I hope I can fill in all the gaps, and then at scale, we can do this on a larger level. All right, so very nice. All right. Hope you get rich because you help more people, Carlos. It's not the goal, but it would be nice because you're right. I could spread this to more people and I could help more people. See, that's the whole thing to this. A reason I wanted to become a doctor is because I wanted to help people. The reason I didn't become a doctor is because I don't think I could have done it that way on a larger scale either. Remember, you're only relegated to the number of patients who come into the hospital and the number of patients who are delegated or scheduled for you. So unless I was an ER doc and I was just patients in and out, there's no personal care to that. All I really would be doing is delivering bad news and receiving a huge paycheck, of which I would only receive 1/4 of after all the taxes, the malpractice insurance, all the other insurances, and the hospital fees came out of my salary. So not something I wanted to do. All right. So I need to do this on a bigger scale. I have to reach more people and I need to affect a change. All right. So good enough. All right. So glad you ran across you on YouTube. Michelle, I'm glad you came across here too. All right. So I love putting the stuff out there. So yes. Yeah. Erica's back. All right. I think Erica, Pat, and a couple other people amped up. They've been on here every single day. And I got to say, you guys are awesome. All right. So I didn't expect that. All right. So I know you guys have lives. I know you got other things to do. I know you got other people in your lives, but I'm glad you're making me one of those people who is important in your life. I got to say thank you. All right. So I love the title of the book. It goes well with your personality. What, that I'm crazy? All right. So Michelle, I know I'm a little whack. Okay. But that's what you need. You need to throw a little pinch of crazy in there in order to be able to do what you do sometimes. And like I said, I didn't get much sleep at all last night. Me and my wife went out to see a group last night called Cool Change, and we actually got together with our family, who had a surprise birthday party for one of our family members. So I was extremely proud to go, but we got back too late. So if 7 for 7 is listening, don't worry, I got your. It's almost finished. I just got a few more things to throw in there at the end for you. But 7 for 7, I should have that to you by today. I got your email, so don't worry about that. All right, I just want to make sure you get it quickly. All right, so was wondering, is there anything that gets rid of stretch marks, scars, and spider veins? Now, if you have stretch marks, that means your skin has stretched too fast to accommodate the size of the fat cell and the skin cells growing at the same time. It means it happened too fast, so the skin started to separate and your body quickly filled it in with collagen. All right, that's what stretch marks are. Now, if you want to get rid of stretch marks, you will have to actually retract the skin and let it go back to normal. Now, stretch marks are nothing really more than a form of, what do they call it, vitiligo, where the skin actually discolors and the pigmentation moves all over the place. Well, if you want a smooth pigmentation, one of the best ways I know is by not coconut oil, but cocoa butter. Now, cocoa butter will seep into the skin. It will take on the characteristics of melanin, all right, and it will help the skin kind of meld together. On top of that, you need vitamin E to accommodate that exchange, all right? So I would suggest you supplement it because it's direct, it's effective, it's potent. So get the supplement, vitamin E, cocoa butter externally, and you will see some changes that I don't think you would have expected. See, you got to learn how to put certain things together. All right. So excellent question. Excellent. Everyone. Hello, everyone. I like that. Erica and Steph, you guys come in and you're very cordial to everybody. And I try to be the same way. So I do it with my students every evening. So I love it. All right. So yes. Good morning, doctor. Who called me a doctor? I am the most passionate non-doctor on the internet. No, I won't take the title of doctor. I just won't do it because doctors prescribe medicines. Doctors prescribe surgeries. Doctors put you on radiation. I will do none of that. And I'll get rid of your cancer for most people. All right. I can't say for everybody. That's a caveat. All right. Everything does not work for everybody, but the medical system will make you believe that one pill can cure the globe if you just take our product. Well, have you ever asked yourself this question? If that was the case, why do they keep coming out with a different pill every single month? You see, it doesn't work. It's just a product that they can keep selling to you in the promise that it'll do something for you. Here's one of the ones I found. All right, now, you guys might have seen this television commercial on TV. It's called Latuda, right? It's for depression. Now, I was reading through and finding out what it's supposed to do. Now, on the front introductory marketing part of it, it sounds like the greatest thing ever. It sounds like it'll get rid of your depression. It sounds like it's the answer and just the answer to all your prayers, right? All right, no. Scroll down a little further and you look at the side effects. And one of the major side effects is it's going to cause you to, your skin to break out. It may interrupt, have pattern interrupts in your heart. It may mess with your tissues. All right. You could develop tumors even in your brain. And if you go down a little further, it says that one of the main side effects of a antidepressant medication is it may worsen depression. Is anybody listening or looking at this? All right, so read it carefully. Just there's a new medication that comes out almost every other day on TV. Just listen to the side effects. If you don't, I know I turn the channel. It sickens my stomach. I just flip off. All right, so but if you listen to it and you're sitting there looking at a drug commercial, just to the end. All right, and just listen to some symptoms that may include death. All right, see, that should stop it right there. But people are like, well, maybe I won't die. Maybe I'll be one of the 2% of people who won't die. No, all right, we're not dropping off in population for nothing. You guys might not have noticed this, but the population in the United States is about 350 million people. When I checked out this stat 10 years ago, it was 429 people. Now, 429 million people. So how are we going down as far as population is concerned? 2015 and 16 reflected, and I assume the pattern is going to continue into 2017, that the population went down, all right, instead of up for the first time since 1924. That's a big deal, because that means that now we're not striving or thriving, we're actually dying, going the other direction. I don't want to see that. Thus, the big mission. Get rid of metabolic disease and we can get that stat to start going up again. You see, we can accommodate for people. You just build buildings taller. All right, I know we need more water. You start terraforming the ocean so that we can use the salt water, turn it into pure water. And that's just a simple form of distillation. All right, if you're in science class, you know all about that. All right, there's nothing big and bold to it. That's all we need to create pure water for more people. But they act like we have to buy water rights from other cities and other countries. We have to import stuff in here. No, you import to make a profit. You don't import to make our land better. We already got most of the stuff that we need. What else could a human being need? Okay, but I just throw that out there. All right, so all right. Oh, I like it. Okay. So Erica, we're with you 100%. No need to explain yourself. Drop the mic and walk off. All right. So Erica, all right. I know. I love it. All right. But my mic is on a stand. All right. So what are your thoughts on almond or soy milk? I'm allergic to cow milk, so I drink goat's milk, but I don't know whether animal's milk is good. Now, the only SL, if the only thing that you're drinking is, if you just want to drink milk and it's something that you have to have, okay, I would say go with almond milk, but not the stuff out of the store. They have caramel color, they have carrageenan, they have MSG, and they have artificial color. All of those things are responsible for severe headaches, brain tumors, and body-wide tumors, and I think it's, leaky gut, which means it blows holes into your small and large intestine. All right, so bad stuff there. So please, if you're going to do milk, make your own milk. I have a NutriBullet. All you do is purified water, all right, 3/4 of the way, all right? You throw 2 cups of almonds in there, all right? Throw some cinnamon in there. Some people like a little nutmeg or vanilla for a little bit more taste, and then you would add, if you want to sweeten it up a little bit, because almonds are naturally have a slight sweetness to them. Now, if you want to add a little more sweetness, make sure it's organic brown sugar, okay? Not white processed sugar, all right? Organic brown sugar. Mix that all up in the NutriBullet and boom, guess what? You have your milk. Now, the reason I say NutriBullet is because it liquefies, all right? There are no chunks when you actually use the NutriBullet. So that's why I advocated so much. Now, they should be paying me for pumping their product. Somebody call and get me a sponsorship with them, please. I'm just kidding. All right, so I use it, and that's why I advocate it. So quick question. On the spectrum of organic and non-organic veggies and fruits, can you try to explain from a medical or scientific terms into why organic products contain higher levels of healthy properties? Now, here's the thing. They actually do, because they're more dense, they're more compacted. However, if you really looked at it from a nutritional standpoint, just because of the sheer denseness, It's only very, very slight. There's almost no difference when you look at the nutritional content. However, what you don't realize is that if it's organic, it was not sprayed with glyphosates. It was not grown with organic GMO pesticide or chemicals to make it grow faster. Now, whenever you have a fruit that has the GMO, all right, it's usually bigger in size. It's usually shinier, and it looks a whole lot better on the shelf. However, what you don't see is it's coated in a pesticide. When you eat that pesticide, there is no need in you eating the nutrients. And I know people try to say that because the crop pest control industry wants you to believe that the nutrients are the same. And I have to say, they almost are. All right, almost exactly. So people are asking, why would I pay let's say $1.29 for 3 tomatoes when I could get 3 tomatoes for 79 cents over here? Well, if you pay 79 cents, that's up to you, but you're also going to get that pesticide that's covering it. You're going to know that the inside is, the skin, the very flesh of the fruit is just injected with GMO chemicals, and it's covered in a pesticide, which will destroy all of the nutrients that you would have gotten from this tomato anyway. So really, there's no use in eating it because the very nutrients you got in that, I say, infected tomato is going to destroy the very health benefits that it would have supplied. So I know it costs just slightly more, and in some stores like Smith's, Albertsons, and stuff, they're getting bigger and bigger organic sections. Look in your grocery store, you'll see the organic section is growing because people are waking up and they realize that health is more important than anything else. And now you don't even have to sacrifice taste with some of this stuff because it's exactly the same. So if I have to spend a few more cents and that equates to a couple more dollars onto my grocery bill, so what? All right, it's worth it for your health. So I really appreciate that question, Michelle, because you're right. They're equal until you realize the other components of the fruit or vegetable. All right, so very good. All right, so I'm trying to find a natural cure for my daughter's eczema. She is 11. Remember, internally, all right, with the eczema, it's a skin condition, meaning it has reached almost a progressive stage. Whenever you see something in your skin, that means it's the last stages. That means that's the last place your body could have put it to not interfere with your healthy blood flow. Okay, so if you are dealing anything with eczema, first of all, stop anything fried. Second of all, you need to flush your system. I recommend the Gaia Supreme Cleanse. All right, so I'm going to put that in here so you can see how it's spelled. All right, so Gaia Supreme Cleanse. There you go. All right, so it's at the bottom there. So scroll down if you haven't seen it. That's how you spell it, the Gaia Supreme Cleanse. And there you go. So after you do the cleanse, I would suggest doing since she's 11, I don't think she has much buildup in her colon. So just start her on fresh fruits and vegetables. You can add supplementation later if you need something a little bit more potent, but within about 10 to 14 days, you will see a nice noticeable difference in the eczema. No matter if they were born with it or no matter if they developed it, it will have the same effect. Eczema is not genetic. It is not a carryover from your parents. It can be congenital, meaning it happened during pregnancy, but that was from mom's system and her having the chemicals in her system. Did you guys know that on average, when 2 human beings have sex and have a baby nowadays, the umbilical cord, meaning the baby's internal tissues, have 232 chemicals in the placenta and in the umbilical cord. That means it's in the baby's system. Is that blowing anybody's mind? It means we have 2 parents who are riddled with infestations of chemicals, additives, preservatives, vaccines, all that. They get together, they have their baby, and then all of a sudden the baby, who has not lived a day on this earth yet, has now been infected by both of their systems. Look it up, okay? Don't believe me? Look it up, okay? All right. Now, here we go. I want to make sure. Okay, yes. Gotcha. Hello from Cottontown, Tennessee. Kathy Williams. All right. I like that. Cottontown. That sounds country, just like me. All right. So I know I try because since I became a teacher, I've become a little bit more articulate in the way that I say things. But, if you guys really saw me when I was from East St. Louis, Illinois, I really did have that y'all can, Mama, can I get some more bacon? Yeah, I was kind of, my wife makes fun of me all the time because I do say some things country, so she makes fun of me for saying right quick. It's just something we said when we were back in the Midwest. So I I don't know. So I don't mind. I don't mind. People can make fun of me. I don't care. It's just me. Okay. So good enough. The apologies to the best non-doctor. Yes. Thank you, Miss Jim. Thank you. All right. So we got Shireen Jones. Side effect is worse than the cure. I know. Tell me about it. I mean, come on now. All right. They even made up a disease on you all. Have you guys ever heard of something called restless leg syndrome? If you're just sitting there, all right, with your restless leg and you're just shaking your legs, they call that a disease. There's something wrong with you. All right. No, there's not. All right. They tried to do that in I think it was 1979. Sir Ken Robinson tells this tale on a TED Talk where a girl her mother tried to have her committed because she was in class and she just couldn't sit still. And she took her daughter finally after trying to get her committed in the hospital. And they kept saying there's nothing wrong with her. She just kept fidgeting, right? So her mother took her to a psychologist, and the psychologist said, listen, let me take you to a special place. He took her to a dance studio and had her mother stand outside the door and watch the young lady as she sat there. And then all of a sudden, when she saw this open space, she just started dancing. And when she started dancing, the psychologist says, look, your daughter, there's nothing wrong with your daughter. She's a dancer. And I was blown away by that because that means that she was just in the wrong environment to express her genius. I was gone after that. I was just like, that just hit me right in the heart. And I was just like, it's stuck because that's how I now live. You got to get in your right skin. You got to be able to express yourself in the best way that complements you and your life. Because even though we interact as human beings, we all have our own special purpose. And guess what? It's not given to you. None of us know what we're supposed to do when we come out of the womb. All right. Some people say God will give you the inspiration. I believe that. Some people say that your inspiration will come from the outside world. I believe that. However, of the both things that I just mentioned, what happens is you get to choose your purpose. It's the miracle of being a human being. You get to choose what you do on this earth, what your mission will be. My mission is not to be rich. My mission is not to have the most cars. My mission is not to be on television. All right. If all those things happen, the only thing that it came from was I was true to myself. I did what helped the most people. And hopefully those people's lives were bettered by what I did. That's it. And I feel like I'm doing that now. From the responses you guys are giving me, I'm almost like choked up by that because it's like you're listening to another human being and you're ultimately putting your trust in me that I will supply the right advice, that I would do the right thing, that I would be impervious to people coming at me with money and things like that so that I could still give you the best information. That's why I would never be a politician because I can't let other people dictate and control and try to blackmail and manipulate me for their own personal needs. This is pure. So whatever I do, it's me. Whatever, even my wife, all right, she can't, even though I love my wife, we love each other, we do everything together. I do anything for that woman, including die. But you see, my mindset and my thinking is why I'm here. And I will take that to my grave with me. All right. That's why I'm here. All right. So how about this? All right. Hello, all. All right. Humble soul. What is it? 1,000. All right. Welcome to the webinar. I appreciate you. All right. So we got Shelly. We got a healer. All right. So thank you, Shelly. All right. So I bought your book, Alma. I know. I saw you on there. All right. So very nice. Can you send me a dietary sheet for multiple sclerosis? All right. So MS. That's going to be a tough one. All right. So I'll have to see because I actually have a lot lined up here. So I'll have to see if I can send that to you. But I'm assuming I'm going to send you the generalized version, but if you want a If you want a specialized one, it might take a while. Okay, so I'll have to just send me an email, and I'll see if I can get it for you. All right, but like I said, the emails are coming too fast, and I'm kind of getting missing some people in their questions. So that's why I'd rather do it on here, because it's a little more streamlined. Love the legal. I especially love the legal commercials that seek former patients for drugs who have died or have family members. That's right. All right. So you are exactly correct, Miss Jim. All right. You've been paying attention. All right. So these commercials, there's something else. All right. So thank you for all that you do. Have herpes simplex virus. All right. This is silently. Is this a silently depressing disease? All right, so just call me Riley. All right, Riley. All right, now, if you have, or anybody you know has something like herpes simplex. Now, if you guys don't know about that, there's herpes zoster, which most of us have, because if you have chickenpox or shingles, you have in your system herpes zoster. Now, just because all of us have herpes doesn't mean we're going around and expressing it. All right, your body kills herpes. Now, herpes simplex is genital herpes. So if you get herpes simplex on your mouth, you have these horrible lesions and sores, and it looks really bad. It's extremely contagious when the lesions are showing. However, when they're not showing, guess what? It's not contagious at all. But herpes simplex can be gotten rid of with plain and simple, if you are able to stick to a diet. And I know we get bored with eating healthy, but if you want to get your body back right, especially if you're dealing with something that is that powerful, you have to stick to a routine and stay with it. And I don't mean get motivated to stay with it. I mean you have to be disciplined to stay with it, because motivation goes away really quickly. Discipline lasts almost a lifetime, unless some of us break that pattern. So discipline more effective than motivation. But herpes simplex, if you guys you have to boost your immune system for that. If you're going to boost your immune system, you need fresh, deep, leafy green vegetables. You need garlic and you need turmeric. Those things have certain chemicals inside of them that automatically boost your immune system. We want to up your rate of natural killer cells inside your body. Those are lymphocytes, and what they'll do is any invader that comes along or abnormal cell caused by a herpes simplex will be immediately killed by your natural killer cells. So we have to boost your immune system. And if you want to do that, like I said, turmeric, garlic, all right, purified water in a smoothie, that's fine, but make sure you add the deep leafy green vegetables, because they are antioxidants. They will keep your body from breaking down while you're going through this battling process with these invaders inside your body. Okay, so very nice. Grow. Shireen Jones, I didn't get quite understand that question. It didn't make sense to me. So try to ask it again. I didn't quite understand. I just bought your book. Oh, look at this. Wait, I got Hansa Raju. Hansa Raju, thank you for buying the book. He said he just bought the book. I appreciate that. All right, so somebody is actually, as we have been doing this webinar, somebody has actually gone out, got the book so they can try to heal themselves. Now, those of you who are actually on the made comments on the vision video that I did. So how to get rid of your glasses naturally. That was the video. That video has gone on. It's almost at 500,000 views. All right. I was blown away by that, because it's my most popular video, even over weight gain, which I think is the second highest. Now, I am going to make a special program for you all who want to correct your vision. And I'm going to put all the caveats, because people keep asking me certain questions like, should you do sun gazing with glasses or contacts? No. All right. No, you don't. All right. You can't do that. All right. So I just want to make sure I'm going to put that out there, and I'm going to put it in a program so you guys can have it. Okay. So here we go. And figure out what's really organic. If it's grown out of, that was a good question. Wait a minute, let me see. Humble Soul asked that. Now, is there any way to see if something is really organic? Now, if you guys go to Walmart or Target and you see on the shelf organic gummy worms, okay, I was shocked. All right, so if you look at the ingredients, they have organic forms of the chemicals that'll hurt you. Organic or not, they'll still hurt you. So don't believe that organic is all it's cracked up to be. Remember, there's a difference. USDA organic doesn't mean nothing. It's just, I was going to curse there. It just really makes me upset. Now, the organic USDA means that you have gone through our paperwork regulations, and now you can call it organic and pretty much do whatever you want. Farm fresh organic means that it came from the ground, it came from your local grower, a person who believes in something, ideal that human beings should not be eating, all right, chemicals, GMOs, and other preservatives that are stuck in food, because our body doesn't know how to process that. And when your body doesn't know how to process byproducts, what does it do? It sticks them into your tissue, which becomes poisonous, and you develop these things called autoimmune diseases, where in the medical community, they say your body just mistakenly attacked itself. We know that's not true. We know that when you have poisons inside of your tissues, your white blood cells are trying to get to those poisons to take them out. It's not your body attacking itself. There is no such thing. Your body is supremely intelligent. You should never believe anything that you hear that tells you that your body mistakenly attacks itself. It's infinitely intelligent. Never believe that. Okay? All right, so Shireen Jones says she's mind blown. All right, so good, Sharon. Now put it back in. All right, so now that she's mind blown, put it back in there, and then we're going to give you more. All right, so how about this? We got if there is no normal blood pressure, at what point does one have to consider meds? I am 5'6", around 215 pounds. I'm afraid of heart failure. Well, now Papa Funk, that's a great question. Now, blood pressure is individualized, and yours is unique to you. Now, you can take your own blood pressure at home if you want to. All you need is a stethoscope, all right? I did not say a blood pressure cuff. I said a stethoscope. All you have to do is basically put it on your radial pulse and listen for the heartbeats, and the timing actually will give you the pulse. Because take a look at this. If your heart is beating, right, and your blood pressure increases, that means the heart is beating harder. That means the pulses, which will come in this fashion here at this distance, now they will come at this distance here, all right, because now you'll see them moving faster. And if your heart rate increases more and it starts beating more, now your species will be like this, and they'll be coming a lot faster if you're resting. All right, so now take a look. Resting is the key here. All right. So if you guys are out shopping, if you're wrangling kids, if you're at the gym, your blood pressure is supposed to be 200 over 100. Your blood pressure is supposed, if you're in a gym, your blood pressure is supposed to be 330 over 250. That's right, because you have now elevated your activity level. That's why your blood pressure is high. All right. So don't fall into the trap, okay, of that. But the best way, Papa Funk, you have to lose some of that weight. And I'm going to, at the end of this webinar, I am going to I'm going to give you the #1 key to jumpstart weight loss if you're trying to lose weight, just for that end. I'm going to give you the tip right now. All right. So on this webinar, so just wait a few more minutes. All right. I'll get to that for you just to make sure your question is answered. Okay. So Brandon Duplessis, he said the best part of waking up. All right, I love it. So did you just watch that video? All right, so I'm going to sing it one more time. Brandon, here, this one is for you. Okay, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your butt. All right, I love it when I say that, because people don't believe that I would actually shoot coffee up my anus. All right, but I will, and I do. Okay, so how about this? We got the saline wash on an empty stomach, of course. All right, Brandon, of course we do. Just purchased the book online. Kathy, thank you. I appreciate that. If you guys don't know where to get the book, the link is right underneath this video. So if you just want to click on that, go get your book and come back. Hey, I'll wait for you. But we're actually going to do a series of webinars after you guys have bought the book. So after I've shipped everybody everything out, after I've given you bonus #1, which you're going to get with the book, after I've given you bonus #2 that you're going to get with the book, after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a series of webinars so we can talk about stuff in the book. And if you guys got specific questions, I'm going to answer them live, just like this. Okay, so how about this? It says, my son has seizures as a baby, and every 10 years or so, he has a seizure. My fiance has seizures ever since he was a child when they were giving out Ritalin. All right, so what can I do to help them? All right, now, Shireen, seizures are a function no matter what they're from, okay? They can be febrile, they can be petit mal, they can be grand mal, doesn't matter, okay? Seizures are not genetic. Now, get this. It can run in the family, but run in the family and genetic or hereditary are not the same thing. You see, hereditary or genetic means that it was passed down to you in your genes from grandma or grandpa. that really doesn't mean anything because if you know about a field called epigenetics, we know that DNA can be changed by something called an epigene, a switch that sits right above a gene on a DNA, and those can be flipped on and off. So even if it is genetic, it doesn't mean you're stuck with it. Now, let's go further than that. If we go over here and it's running in the family, see, running the family means just because you, your husband, your children have the same DNA coming together in one child, the child will exhibit certain things similar to their parents because they have the same DNA makeup. So let's say, for instance, there's a disease running through the society. All right, the rest of us are immune to the disease because we have a strong DNA makeup. However, there's a flaw in your DNA that makes you susceptible to that. So you or your husband and your child, because you all share the same DNA, all right, that will make that disease that is going around that will not affect everybody else affect you directly because your DNA is geared a little weaker toward that particular disease. So don't get the two mixed up. Now, for seizures in general, you need to up your omega-3 fat intake. All right, seizures are a result of the myelin sheath, which is nothing but fat, wearing away around your nerves. If the sheath wears away around your nerves, guess what? Nerves touch, and when nerves touch, that results in a short. Sometimes it results in severe pain, sometimes it's tingling, other times it's seizures, depending on where it happens, like somewhere in your neck or somewhere in your brain. That's what results in a seizure. Now, if you have like cortical depression that's actually going over your brain and you're having these severe migraine headaches, those bring on seizures too. So, but if you can curb all of that with improving your diet and upping your amount of omega-3 fats. You need some omega-3 fats to eat? Here they are. Fish oil, avocado, any kind of nuts or legumes, all right? They will give you that 100% pure butter. Those are all omega-3 fats that will boost up and start to get your myelin sheath back in order so your nerves are not touching each other and causing problems. Because you got to remember, every nerve that's running somewhere is a pathway in your body that you have memorized so that whenever you want to raise your right arm, I say fire that pathway and now you raise your right arm. Okay, so if the same thing is true for anything else in your body, but if in that pathway I have an interruption because the fat has worn away and now I got crosses, now all of a sudden that results in tics. All right, tics. And now you're doing that kind of stuff. That means that your nerves are touching each other. And it's supposed to be like two electrical cords that have covers on them and nothing happens. But when you take two electrical cords and you strip the cord away and now you touch them, now what happens? All right, we got malfunctions. If that happens on a large scale, you call it a seizure. Okay, so very nice. All right, I got you here. Nice to see someone young and interested in health. That's right. All right, so wait a minute. I think this Sheps for Sheps for her. I like that. I was calling you Sheps. I'll continue to do that because it's easier. All right, but thank you, Sheps. I am extremely interested in health. All right, so I told you I didn't want to be a doctor for nothing. Did the saline challenge. Look at that, 1 pack. Wait, 1 pack. How does it work? How did it work out? I need to find this out. How did it work out for you? All right, so good. All right, so love your info, your offer. Love the info you offer. You cover a lot of information on YouTube. Did you mention the same instruction steps in your book? Yes, and for a lot of things. Now, the book, my videos and my live webinars, they're going to kind of bring it all together. So hopefully you'll stay in this health, this metabolic end disease world. I don't care what else you watch, guys. I'm not trying to pull you guys off your original channels. Some of you like to watch cat videos. I don't understand it, but I love that you like it. All right, now, but I just want you to stay in this world because I'm going to see you guys get better. And nothing makes me happier, nothing brings me more joy than to see when somebody comes back to me with a testimonial like the ones I read yesterday, where the people's lives were just completely changed when we did this. I put some of the testimonials in the book. I didn't get a lot of people who sent them in on that page, which gave me permission to put them in the book. So a lot of people, I couldn't put them in there because they gave me good comments on YouTube, but they didn't give me permission to put them in the book. So I didn't have as many as I would have liked. So I think there's like 4 big ones in there. And I didn't change any of the words in the testimonials that are in there. They're actually boxed in the book. So it'll say here, this is a testimonial, but it'll say unedited. So the bad English and the bad grammar that's in some of those, all right, so it's just to display a point and to show you that somebody actually got better from my methods, okay? So that's all it's in there for. So please don't think that I write like that or I have, no, I just put it in there because those people wrote from their heart what they experienced from looking at and taking my information and using it, all right? See, remember, it's no good if you don't use it. If you don't use the stuff, it doesn't work, all right? Because it can't work because you didn't use it. So action is the number one thing you have to do to get in here. Hopefully, my tough love way of telling you things will get you to take action and stop listening to people in your life. And when somebody says, yeah, let's go for a hamburger, you say, hold, wait right there. Enemy. All right. So you're trying to destroy me. You're trying to bring me down. Okay. So no. All right. You got to say no to some of this stuff. The hardest thing for me to have to do to improve my health was to say no to basic everyday restaurants on the weekend. See, during the week, it was easy because I wasn't around anybody. I could always do the juice. I could always do the vitamins. I could always do my leafy green vegetables. I could always supplement. I could do it all during the week. But when it came to the weekend, what you guys don't realize is that in a weekend where it would normally take you 2 or 3 months to gain 10 pounds, you can gain 10 pounds in a weekend. That's how bad the additives and preservatives are. That's how bad your body has to hold on to and try to differentiate and stick all these chemicals in different parts of your body. And because you have poisons in your blood, in order to buffer that poison so it does not interact with your blood and your healthy tissue, it has to be surrounded with liquid. And that makes you retain liquid. And that's what actually makes you gain weight. You see, dry anything is pretty light. Okay, you flip it, potato chips, all right, really light. But if you add water and you get a real potato and it's soaked in water, it's heavy when you flop it, right? It's heavy. So whenever you have liquid bogging down tissue, that's going to, and that happens everywhere, all over your body, thus increasing your body weight. So don't think that all of your weight loss is fat. Sometimes it's just liquid from your poisons that are actually inside your fat cells and your tissues. All right. All right. So I love it. So good. It says, what about scars and spider veins? Okay, now spider veins are the start of varicose veins. That just means that your skin is translucent. You need to build up the tissue. I don't believe in these quick fixes. So wearing compression socks. Okay, compression socks is only going to do it for a short time, and they cut off circulation. So no, surgery extremely expensive, and surgery is actually going to take some time, and it's going to have an immediate result, but when the veins come back, because remember, you didn't fix anything to make the veins stronger. All you did was have a certain part yanked out because you didn't like the way it looked. Well, in order to strengthen your veins, you need a supplement. It's called, well, two. You need a supplement. It's called selenium and copper. Anytime that you have a problem with your heart, selenium, vanadium, copper, niacin. Niacin you have to be careful with. If you're taking that just for heart, it's fine. But if you're trying to take niacin on a regular basis, it's too hard on your liver. So take niacin like once a week. Okay, so just a caveat there, niacin once a week. Everything else you can do daily with those three. Okay, I'll just leave it at that for that. You're so amazing, you're passionate because your passion becomes contagious. Riley, all right, so that is correct. I have to get passionate about this stuff because when you believe in something, it's not hard to do, right? So I see people who are dancing, and I know when they're just dancing and I see them out there, I know they ain't into it. I know they're not a dancer, and I know they're just doing it because their partner asked them to do it. But when you see somebody out there and they're jacking it up on the floor and and they give you the faces, right? So when they give you the faces, that's how you know that that person is a dancer and they are passionate about what they do. So am I passionate? Hell yeah. All right, I am. All right, so how about this? Okay, now it says, how often can I do a parasitic cleanse in a year? All right, now, purely individualized questions. Okay, so some people can do it more often because their body can rid themselves of things faster. Some people, if your metabolism is a little slower, you have to do it less often until you get your metabolism to a certain place. All right, so let's see, if I don't do one, am I wasting my time juicing my vegetables if I'm full of those creatures that are absorbing my vitamins and minerals? All right, Raquel Rodriguez. All right, Raquel, no. All right, your fresh fruits and vegetables, that's going to help you regardless. Now, we all have hundreds of billions of things, actually trillions, living on us. They're called our normal flora. Some of them good, some of them bad. Luckily, most of us have more good than bad, and the good ones actually keep the bad ones in check. It's a symbiosis. It's a balance in our body. So don't ever feel like you can get rid of all of the things, parasites that are living on your body, because we all have them. Pick them up, kill them, throw them away on a daily basis. So don't even worry about that. All you do is get your fresh fruits and vegetables. When you start doing that, your probiotics will naturally veer towards the good side. And then after that, your metabolism picks up as a result. So don't worry about trying to get rid of the bad guys. They're going to be there regardless, no matter what you do. Okay. I love them. All right. They're my little enemies. I call them my little haters. Okay. So how about this? Thank you for the information. Thank you. Miss Gorgeous. All right. The names are incredible. Miss Gorgeous, I appreciate you too. All right, so thank you. I appreciate you. I really have to give thanks back to you all, because you guys don't know how much your love is helping me to do this. Okay, so black seed oil for eczema, right? Yes, either internally or externally, it works just as well either way. So with the black seed oil, I would say if you're a smaller person, all right, 3 to 5 drops. If you're a bigger person like me, I'm 6'4" to 28. Okay, mine is going to be more like 10 drops for 8 ounces of water. So 8 ounces of water, 2 to 5 drops. All right. Let's say, for instance, you're 5'5" and 140 pounds. Okay. So you have to extrapolate from there, but usually they give you the indication of how much you're supposed to take on the back of the bottle. Okay. So just pay attention to that, but it's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate. It's already been measured already by scientists. I just downloaded your book. All right. So wait a minute, Hansel Raju, thank you for picking up the book. I really do appreciate that. And open it up, and if you find anything in there that you have a question about, we'll answer that right now if we got time. Okay, so very nice. Live is good. Humble soul. All right, I like that. All right, today is my birthday. Look at the happy birthday, Miss Gorgeous. It is your birthday. So, happy birthday to you. All right, I don't like the regular version. I like the Stevie version. All right, so there you go. All right, so I like that. And I decided to stop drinking Pepsi. My grandmother had to do the same. My grandmother was addicted to Pepsi. It was her drink. She wouldn't even drink water, but she would drink Pepsi. Now, I think she died, and she was 73 years old when she died. But Pepsi, I have no doubt, contributed to some of the health problems that she was having. Because anytime you drink a carbonated drink, carbonation means oxidation, means it will tear down your body steadily over time. So we got to get away from those carbonated drinks, even if it's carbonated water. All right, carbonation equals oxidation. Okay. All right. Good enough. And tomorrow for weight loss. Weight causes all kinds of health problems in our lives. It does. One of which is the best is people think it's because it puts a greater load on your heart. Well, fat will actually surround your heart where it has less room to move inside of your chest here. So when it's beating, so because of that, and it feels like your heart is constrained, it'll feel like you have chest pains and something is always stuck in the middle of your chest. And basically that's your heart, which should be just flexing wide. Now all of a sudden you have crushed it into a corner, and now it's just okay, it's trying to do more than it has to. All right, so it looks like people can hear me pretty well, so I'm glad about that. I turned up the volume just a little bit, so I don't want to blow you guys' speakers, but I turned it up just a little so everybody could hear. I had some people say it was sounding a little low. I got the high density mic hooked up here, so hopefully everybody's getting a good feed. Okay. Yes. I use my daughter who may have had grand mal seizures, plus hydration and herbal teas. All right, Glenna, that is perfect. Okay, we get antioxidants in the tea, especially black teas and stuff like red rooibos tea. All right, I love these teas that they're coming out with because they perform a specific purpose. All right, I like green teas for cleaning out your colon. All right, not much for the other stuff that they're talking about, but black tea and red rooibos tea actually is supposed to help with me and my wife drink it. It's supposed to help with menopause, and it is supposed to help you sleep a lot better. So we've gotten away from that a little bit because I've been sleeping really well just off my fruits and vegetables and taking in my proteins and things like that. So it works for me, but some of you may need those extra boosters to kind of get you some sleep. All right. So, oh, wait a minute. I'm moving to Cameroon, Africa soon. Can you suggest a regimen for immune health? To be honest, Building your immune system is a very simple process. All it takes is true organic fruits and vegetables. You supplement with things that are going to boost your metabolism. And I would say just add to that cilantro and parsley, because they're extremely powerful blood cleaners, and garlic, which is an antiviral. I would say throw in some, I need an antibacterial. If you want the antibacterial, just in case something happens, don't take it all the time, all right? But in case something happens, oil of oregano, all right? Extremely powerful essential oils that is an antibacterial, all right? So very good. Freedom speaks. I love it. Good question. We are able to research. Oh, no, not that quickly. So Erica asked me about the disease yesterday. It was something called hidradenitis suppurative. All right, so acne inversa multiple boils. Got a patient with it. We do aloe and change their diet. Basically, that's all you have to do for a skin condition as far as that. All right, I love that. So I want to. You must be working at a progressive hospital or doing this with a patient on your own, because usually hospitals don't advocate that you use natural remedies to cure anything. So let me know a little more about that. All right, awesome, thank you. All right, Shireen, you're appreciated. Stomach noise, one pack. Stomach noises or bugs? No. All right, stomach has something in it called rugae, which are nothing but folds. Anytime you empty out your stomach, it's looking for something to rustle up in the acid so it can break it down as small as possible. So when you hear the noises, especially when you're doing a saline wash, all right, don't be at all worried about the noises that your stomach are making. It's completely normal. I have it all the time. When you lay on your right side with a coffee enema and you're trying to hold it in there, you'll hear your stomach and your abdomen make crying to you. All right, you'll hear the little. All right, so I know, but it means it's working. All right, it's working. All right, on your liver. All right, I like it. Wait. From Queensland, Australia, Shelley. All right, all the way from worlds away. Worlds. All right, worlds. All right, so Shelley, thank you for joining the webinar. She said, I have a friend who gets arthritic joint pain from garlic. When searching the internet, I see it's common. Could you explain why? All right, now, garlic is a good antiviral. Okay. However, garlic, especially in large amounts, or especially in concentrated amounts, it does have an effect on your bursa sac, and not on your cartilage. Okay, see, that will result in bone-on-bone action there. No, it has something to do with your bursa sac that surrounds your free-moving synovial joints. So whenever you have garlic, which has I can't remember the name of it's escaping me, but it has something in it that actually interacts with the bursa sac, inflaming the tissue around that, and that will happen the shoulder, the elbow, the knee joint, the hip joint. It doesn't matter what joint it is. It's because it's a joint and it has bursa sac. It reacts with the fluid that surrounds those. So instead of doing garlic all of the time, if they eat it in foods, if it's in small amounts, that's fine. However, if you take real organic garlic and you're eating it every day, and it's steadily being into your system, it has almost the same effect as acetaminophen, which means that it will kind of destroy and tear down a joint, usually the sac itself. So you start getting a little pain there. That is a reaction to the body. Now, those of you who are experiencing this and you're doing garlic while you're cleansing, that's different, because if you're doing garlic while you're cleansing, that means it has to get worse before it gets better. Like when I tell people to do the Gaia Supreme Cleanse for 2 or 3 days, you're going to feel like crap, because you're literally releasing poisons from the fat cells that they were stored in out into your bloodstream, and your body takes a few days to get rid of that. So remember, kidney and liver, that's why we're doing the coffee enema, so your liver can cleanse all of these solids and stuff out of your blood, so your kidneys can cleanse the liquids that are poisonous out of your blood, and then all of a sudden you have this boosted energy, your body starts feeling nice. And to make all of this work, move. You have to do exercise in order to get the circulation up so all this stuff works. So clean out the colon so you can absorb the nutrients, but you got to move and do exercise so you can circulate the nutrients. Remember, holism, and I spell that W-H-O instead of H-O, like holistic. All right, I do it whole as in your whole body. Okay. So I like that. Can baldness be reversed? I'm actually doing some, somebody else asked me about that. Hansa Raju. I actually have had somebody ask me that earlier. I'm going to start doing research on that past the midpoint of the year, because that's one where people actually want to start getting the hair back. And I know alopecia is a big thing out there where people that are losing hair, usually in patches or after pregnancy, when truthfully, they don't have to. Okay. So I'm actually going to do some research on that, but it's going to be a little bit past like June, July before I get to that kind of, because I like to get heavy into stuff. All right, so good. Thanks for all your comments. I appreciate that. Naseem, all right. Thank you, man. Thank you. I just appreciate you all being on here today. So good. I appreciate that. So here we go. Hey, Alvin, how do you keep fluid off the body when you see someone has CHF, all right, congestive heart failure? Don't think fluid pills are helping my dad. My dad has fluid. All right, so how do you keep fluid off the body? Well, to tell you the truth, if he's taking medications for congestive heart failure, that's exactly what's keeping the fluid on him. And here's the scary part. It adds size to your heart. Now, if you know anything about congestive heart failure, it means that your heart, which is usually a tight muscle because it works all the time, that tight muscle becomes, I could literally call it an effusion, where liquid seeps into the muscle and the muscle becomes a little bigger. And now, instead of the muscle being like this, muscular and just contracting, there's a big bag that starts hanging on to the end. So now when it tries to pump, it's not as effective. And that's why it's called congestive, because blood will start to back up in your system. It will back all the way up to your pulmonary system, meaning your lungs, and that is what causes death in congestive heart failure. All right, so I don't want that to happen to anybody, because it makes your heart a supremely less efficient pump. All right. So I have to get, kind of specific on that one, because the very medications that you're taking to help with that are the very medications that will actually cause the heart to fail due to excess liquid being put onto the heart. So I apologize for the bad news. However, here's the good news. We can get rid of that, and we want to do that with something called a diuretic. Now, if you guys don't know what a diuretic is, it's something that gets rid of and makes you urinate more, but it gets rid of excess liquid in tissues. That's what you need. You need a diuretic. Now, I'm not saying if it's illegal in your state, I'm not saying to go do it. You can buy a diuretic from the health food store. All right, it's called a diuretic. But if you want to do it a more natural way, I suggest cannabis oil, which is a supreme diuretic. And in this case only, I would recommend you smoke. Okay, now the funny grass, all right, a little marijuana. Now, if it's legal in your state, go out and grab some. If it's not legal in your state, go get a card and then go grab some. All right, but with the marijuana, what it does is it has a twofold effect. It dries tissue, and it's a diuretic, meaning that anything that is swollen inside of your body, marijuana will take that out of there. Now, notice I said you can still eat it. You can still do the cannabis oil, all right, and you can take that just as a tincture inside of a smoothie. Okay, works the exact same way. All right, so trust me, I know. All right, so good enough. All right, so Marcus, my cousin, is back on the webinar. All right, so I know I got more people on this. I think there's twice as many people on today, and I'm getting more questions. I can't even get to my subject matter. I'm asking questions. All right, so how about this? Marcus says, good afternoon. I appreciate your advice on juicing. A friend of mine was able to get off of a lot of medication because of it. He is still doing great 2 months later. That's the guy I sent you the plan for, I think. So Marcus, thank you. All right, so he's got the real life, and this is what I like, the real life proof testimonials where people send in and they say they've gotten better. That is what I live for. All right, I need to see your stories. I need you guys to send it in, and so I can see that what I am telling you, what we're doing, what we're using is actually working for lots of people. That's why I wanted more testimonials in the book, because it helps when you see other people doing this stuff, and I'm not just talking about it. I don't just want to be a talking head. I don't just want to be somebody who gives advice. I need to bring you people who look like us, who are people who are trying to improve their health. That's what I mean, look by us. I'm not talking about black people, okay? So people who look like us, who are trying to do better with our lives, health-wise, and we can get that done. So please, please, please send them in. All right. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. All right. So thank you. Juicing beets will help with blood pressure. Oh, Shireen, one of the best things you can do is juice a beet. There's one doctor on television, I can't remember his name, but him and his wife, they split one beet a day. And I think they're in their late 80s and they look like they're in their 60s. And they say that all they do, they don't even go all the way with organic fruits and vegetables. All they do is take 1/2 beet a day, cut it in half, one for me, one for my wife, juice it. All right, in the morning, and that's all they do. And they say their lives have been better ever since. There's a lot of things that can. I told you one yesterday, sweet potatoes. It'll do the exact same thing. It has almost all of the natural vitamins and minerals that you guys need to make your bodies better. Okay, so do it. All right. So it says here, why when I work out at the gym, I don't feel tired? What? That, Miss Gorgeous, that is good stuff. If you don't feel tired, that means your cells are recovering at an extraordinary rate. I like that. That means that you can push yourself harder when you go to the gym and see, can you get to a point where you do get tired? And then that'll tell you to what level your cells are recovering. All right, but it sounds like you're doing a hell of a job in the recovery by itself. So don't ask questions, don't fix it. All right, so that means your metabolism is high. It means it's high. All right, so good enough. I burn up to 3,000 calories a day. Wow, but I still have energy. Plus I'm toned easily. Help me, please, Jamaica. All right, now. You sound like you want to gain weight. All right, so if that is the case and you're burning 3,000 calories, be very careful. If you're burning 3,000 calories, I doubt if you're eating 3,000 calories. That means you are going to be in a nutrition deficit, because for every calorie that you are burning, along with what you're burning and sweating, you are losing that many more. So let's say, for instance, if you take in 2,000 calories a day, but you're burning 3,000, you have $1,000 deficit in calories. That means that you have 1,000 times deficit in nutrients, vitamins, and minerals too. So that gap is going to hurt you severely if you keep this up over time, because if you do it the next day, that's 2,000. If you do it the next day, that's 3,000. So you will keep falling into a deficit. So I would suggest you supplement heavily on top of eating foods that will kind of stick to your frame a little bit more. And you might have to, let's say, for instance, if you exercise every day, you might have to cut it back to every other day if you want to gain weight. Now, I know you're not going to sacrifice your health because your metabolism is already high. So don't worry about that. Just go ahead and keep on with the working out, but every other day. And bananas, oatmeal, eggs especially, things that will stick to your frame, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, as long as they're organic. Heavy starches that are slow burning carbs that will add weight to your frame, but I want to keep your metabolism high. So don't worry about I recover really fast. Do it. So what? That's very good for a human being. All right. So keep it up. All right. My aunt has foot drop. Is there anything there? You know what? I've never heard it referred to as that. Give me the medical term for what she's got, because I don't think I've heard it in that form. I self-proclaimed, as you have, patients I see from home, not through doctor's office or doctors. All right, Erica, very nice. All right, you have to believe it. When you actually see it and you see that people are coming out of the hospital worse than when they went in, that's proof enough that you can do things at home, even get rid of late-stage cancers, even get rid of diabetes, all right, in 30 days at home, all right? So it's believable, it's possible, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that in the book, okay? I'm going to show you how to do that, seriously, all right? So good enough. African-American, and my doctor recently told me I am vitamin D3 deficient, and she told me to take supplements. Should I do that or simply stand in the sun more? Now, Cammie, you said that you're African-American, okay? So we got to explain some things here. As far as being African-American, we have a built-in advantage and disadvantage at the same time. Now, I would say take the supplements because you cannot get enough vitamin D out of your food. However, the sun is the best source of vitamin D. However, when you told me you were African-American, that means you naturally have darker skin, unless you're an albino or if you're light skinned like me. So I'm light skinned. So I got a little bit more of the, less of the disadvantage. But if you are a Black or Indian person who has darker skin. Okay, that means that you are protected. The nuclei of your cells are protected from UV light, and you have a built-in protection system. Unlike Caucasian people who could suffer and have their nucleus of their skin cells damaged because they don't have that much melanin. However, here's the disadvantage. Because you are African American and you have that protection, the UV light can get through, and now us, Black people, all right, or Indian dark-skinned people, we don't have the ability to create the amount of vitamin D that is required. Therefore, darker skinned people must supplement with vitamin D3, usually units of 5,000. And I would recommend at the beginning, for the first 2 or 3 days, take 2 of those. So vitamin D3, 5,000, meaning milligrams, okay? 5,000, take that 2 times for about 3 days, and then you can go down to the 1 tablet, okay? So I would say that for you. So Cammie, let me know how it goes as far as that. But you should see your levels increase. So the next time you go get tested, your doctor will be amazed at how well you're doing. All right, very nice. That was a good question. All right, what can I do about nystagmus? Can it be cured? Yes, Alma, you're talking about nystagmus where your eyes dart back and forth. Now, nystagmus means that you still have a nervous problem, and nervous problems are usually a shortage in fat that is surrounding the axon of a neuron. Now, there could be other things, like if you've had severe head trauma, if you have a disease like MS or Guillain-Barré syndrome that actually tears down the myelin sheath and makes nerve cells degrade, that's different. So you have to still do that, but you'll have to add a specialized diet they call the ketogenic diet to that as well. So just let me know. Just let me know if that is the case. But yes, it can be cured, and usually all you have to do is up your amount of omega-3 fats. Okay. Remember, fish oil, avocado, nuts or legumes of any kind, 100% butter, not imperial margarine, not country crock spread. Okay, so good enough. All right, so Kathy, I've been on the keto diet since April of 2016, lost 30 pounds, but completely stopped losing weight. I still have 30 more pounds to go, but I'm stalled. Kathy, what a wonderful breakthrough as far as your weight loss. Now, here's what's happening, Kathy. You actually have lost all this weight, and now you've gotten down to those very fat cells. You only got a few left. You just want to lose 30 more pounds. You only got a few left that are actually holding poisons in there. All right, and your body will not let you burn them. And when you just start doing cardio and lifting weights and doing these exercises, and you're doing the ketogenic diet, your body is trying to break those walls down, and eventually it'll break them down just a little bit. But as soon as you stop working out, guess what? Your body closes it back off, and it traps the poison in there because your body is saying, this cannot get into my bloodstream. Okay, so it's trying to protect you. However, you got to force it to release those poisons. And how do you do that? The Gaia Supreme Cleanse, the Salt Cleanse, the Coffee Enema. So any route you want to take, all of those will help you do that. But I would recommend the Gaia Supreme Cleanse because it's a liver cleanse, it's a tissue cleanse, and it's a colon cleanse at the same time. So at the same time these things are coming out into your bloodstream, the cleanse is helping you take them out just as fast, so you don't have those kind of breakdowns. Now you're still gonna feel kind of terrible for the first 1 or 2 days, but after that you're going to notice your energy pick up, and you're going to be able to lose those last 30 pounds. Plus, at the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you the #1 tip to lose weight no matter what. Okay, lose weight. And guess what? I've tried this. All right, my mom has done it. She's actually tested it out. And guess what happened? 6 months, she lost 60 pounds, and she's exactly at the weight she wants to be. All right, so love it. All right, so how about this? All right, so Kathy, hold on. I'm going to get that to you at the end. All right, Shireen, is hemp seed oil the same as cannabis oil? No. All right, so it's not. Hemp seeds, they're breaking open the seeds, and they're squeezing out, cold pressing the oil out of a hemp seed, which cannabis comes from the actual plant of marijuana. So 2 different things. However, hemp seed has a superlative blood cleaning effect if you do it on a regular basis. So I would say there's nothing wrong with hemp seed. It's just not the same as cannabis oil as far as curing cancers, getting rid of nervous disorders and things like that, helping people get their appetite back after they've had chemo treatments and things like that. So just a little different. All right, very nice. Hemp seed is sold at Walmart. Be careful about the Walmart stuff because they try to go as cheap as possible, and when they do, they tend to take on products that has junk in them. I want you taking purified forms of this stuff. So if you got to pay a little more money, pay a little more money. Okay, so if you don't have the money, go ahead and use it. It's better than nothing. Okay, I'll say that too. All right. Do you recommend colloidal minerals? Yes. All right. What it says, Delphine. It might be Delphine. I'm not sure. All right, so Delphine. Colloidal, of course. I use colloidal copper. I use colloidal silver in my regimen. So every time I get sick, colloidal silver. If I need to build up my body, I take colloidal copper on a regular basis. However, I stop because colloidal copper has a side effect. It helps you get rid of gray hair. All right. Now, the reason I say I stopped is because my wife likes the salt and pepper look. So I kind of stopped, but I have to get back on it. I hope she's not listening. I have to get back on it. Okay, so I'm going to speak into the mic. All right, I'm going to get back on it. So just in case she hears me. All right, I do want to look younger. So, all right, so there you go. Now, have you heard of Shungtai, the miraculous Russian stone? It conducts electricity and contains powerful antioxidants called fullerenes, and men who discovered this won a Nobel Peace Prize. No, actually, Dietary. I haven't. I have not heard of that. But Shungite. Shungite. All right, so let me write that down. That sounds interesting. All right, I have to do some research on that. That sounds Shungite stone. All right. Now, I love it. So when you guys find something, I love doing research on stuff like this. So please send in those if you got them. All right. So it says the next one. I'm going to check that out for you, Dietary. So when I come back on the next webinar, you and for Erica, who brought up that specialized condition, I'm going to try to have some research for you guys finished. All right. Should I take vitamin K and magnesium with a D supplement? Of course, you can, Cammie, you can take any combination of any supplement. Remember, they are not drugs. The only one you have to kind of worry about is niacin, because niacin, even though it's a nutrient that we need inside of our body, it does contraindicate with some other supplements that you'll put into your body. Now, I can't tell you the list because I don't have the list memorized, but just be careful. When you do niacin, just remember once a week, and that's good. You don't have to worry about anything. All right, so just once a week by itself. Don't mix it with anything else. Wait at least an hour or two before you have any more supplements mixing with niacin. Okay, good. How do you reverse insulin resistance? What meals do I eat? First, all right, Nassim, first of all, you're going to have to stay off sugar. And when I say sugar, I mean processed sugar. Now, people who have diabetes always believe that you have to stay away from natural sugar too, because it'll spike. See, you guys are reading numbers on a chart which does not translate in any way to your health. So I am telling you right now that natural sugar, even though it may get your blood sugar up, it's going to actually help you because you need to restore the amount of energy that your cells are using, and your body needs natural sugar. All right, don't ever believe that it doesn't. Now, first of all, I'm going to have you get rid of what you're talking about is type 1 diabetes, insulin dependent. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get rid of the problem that's causing this, which is your white blood cells attacking your beta cells in your pancreas. To do that, we're going to have to get the poisons out of your pancreas, meaning you're going to have to do a cleanse. You can do that with fruits and vegetables, or you can do it with the Gaia Supreme Cleanse. I recommend Gaia because it's more hardcore, 12 days. Fruits and vegetables is going to take about 3 to 4 weeks. All right, doesn't matter. No matter which one you do, it'll work. All right, now, next thing you need to do in order to, let me see here. Yes. Okay. All right, now with the insulin resistance, when you have cleansed out your body, now your body is ripe for repair. We got to repair the cells. You need a copper supplement. Now, I'm going to recommend you take ionic copper, not colloidal, because ionic works faster. All right, that will build back up the tissues of the beta cells and help you getting these things regenerate a lot faster. On top of that, you're going to take a B complex, not B1, not B2. A complex means it has all of them in there. All right, make sure it's fat soluble, soluble and water soluble when you get the B vitamin. Now, when you put all of those things together, don't try it for 3 days and say it doesn't work. I need you to do it for at least 3 weeks. And when you do it for 3 weeks, you're going to notice a difference. You're not going to need as much insulin. Do it for another 2 months. You're going to notice your insulin is almost non-significant, and you don't need to use the pump. You don't need to do the injections. And after about 3-4 months, you're going to notice that you might not have it at all, but this is all contingent on you sticking with the program. All right, so that's specifically for you. So Nassim, stick with it. Okay, stick with it. All right, I'm pretty sure I can get it there for you. Oh, I like this stuff about shungite. All right, this is good. All right, oh my God, I have nystagmus too. I never knew the term. All right, darting eyes. Yes, I know, Alma. All right, so it was caused by MS. Really? Okay. The name of the cleanse you just recommended. It's in the chat. I actually spelled it out. Let me throw it in here one more time. The Gaia Supreme Cleanse. I wish they could let me put pictures on here. I would show you a picture of the box. Let me see. Now, wait, let me see. Actually, let me see. I'm going to do that. The Gaia Supreme. The exact one I use. Okay, here it is. Yes, I want to show you the big box. So let me put it up here right quick so you guys can see it. All right, let's take a look at this. And it even has the price here for you. So let me do this. Let me show it to you. And boom, boom, and take a look at it. Okay, here it is. All right, now, here's the Gaia Supreme Cleanse. This is actually what it looks like. So this is what I use on an intermittent basis. Now, if you guys want, you can use this like once every 3 months to actually totally clean out your system. This is the colon, the tissues, and the liver. All right. I swear by this because, like I said, I'm a human guinea pig, and I've tried about 11 of these on myself. Most of them will cause your stomach to hurt severely. Most of them are laxatives, so you have to stay around the toilet for the entire day until it decides to work. All right. For the first, and then your body, you kind of get used to it after about 48 hours. But I don't like those harsh kinds of chemicals that interact with your body like that. This is the only one that I found that is not a laxative, does not make your stomach hurt and mess with your intestines, and it does not mess with your normal bowel movement. So it comes out naturally with your bowel movement. It's the best one I found so far. So I have to say, somebody give me a deal. Somebody get me a license, a deal. I'm sponsoring these people. I need a sponsorship. All right. So there you go. That's what it looks like. So if you guys want to go out and get it, they sell this at the vitamin shop. They got those all over the cities, all over the United States, whole bunch of locations. So if you guys want to go out and personally buy it, that's where you get it from. You can see here, it's right at the vitamin shop. All right, so I'm going to go back to my camera here. All right, how you guys doing? All right, so we're back. All right, so here we go. So let's go ahead. And I showed you that. All right, now I want to get to some more questions here. My brother's 20 years old and has autism and ADHD. He has a lot of actions he can't stop. What do you recommend? Well, Nassim, I actually have a complete video telling you all about how to get a vaccine out of your body. I had to do this for a young man who was a friend of ours from the family. And when I did this, all it took was about 7 to 10 days and the young man returned to normal. ADHD, and this is nothing but brain damage. And it's usually caused by metals, and vaccines and deodorants, toothpastes, they have something in them called aluminum oxides. And vaccines, there's something called thimerosal. Thimerosal is code for mercury. And some people out there believe that because it's only in trace amounts, it cannot do damage to you. Well, to take care of the trace amount in one vaccine, your child would have to weigh 550 pounds to absorb the dose. And that's just in one vaccine. By the time your kid is 1 year old, they've been whacked 42 times. Sound healthy? I didn't think so. All right, so take a look at that. All right, any supplement for preventing malaria? No, malaria is going to be prevented by your own natural boosting of your immune system. Remember, whenever you're trying to prevent something, it's your white blood cells that do so, otherwise known as your leukocytes. If that is the case, you have to take something to boost that. You don't directly kill a disease. Remember, holism, your body does the work. Medicines never do. Okay, medicines are there to get rid of symptoms. They're not to solve your problem. So your body actually does everything you need it to do. Okay, good. Okay, thanks. Okay, Shireen, perfect pronunciation. All right, so I love it. Okay, awesome, Alvin. I believe you will be amazed. All right, by the stones. Okay, is brown demerara sugar. Okay, if it's natural, 1 pack. If it's natural, I say go with it. But if it's not natural and it has other things in it, then you have to be careful about that. But it sounds like this is I'm not sure if it's a certain part of the world or if it's a brand name. I've never heard of demerara sugar. All right, so let me know a little bit more about that. Yeah, we'll buy. Desi says she's going to get the Guy Spring Cleanse. I love it. All right, so I know a 10-year-old boy who is asthmatic. He takes Singular, 5 milligrams. Oh, my. All right, now, I send that Ventolin and Flixotide. All right, so any medicines that you take for asthma, the problem with the medicine is when you process it in your body, the byproducts are going to cause the cartilage to break down. Now remember, your trachea is surrounded by cartilage-like rings that keeps your trachea open. Even if you take a medication for anything else, let's say it was knee joint pain, let's say you have abdominal problems, it's all going to affect the cartilage in your body no matter what, especially Tylenol. Tylenol is the #1 killer of children. We had the highest mortality rate. If you guys go look at the Journal of Epidemiology and look for an article where they talk about children and ingestion of Tylenol, it turns out that Tylenol has killed more children than any other method on the face of this planet. So if your child has a fever, don't give them Tylenol. All right, so I know that's the basic thing in hospitals nowadays. It seems like somebody is systematically putting this in here for population control. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it seems like that's the way it's going. All right, so be careful with that kind of stuff. Be careful. As far as the asthma is concerned, all you have to do is build up the muscle, get them on a nice lean diet. I would suggest the ketogenic diet, okay? And I don't have a specific guideline for that yet. I'll come up with one. But until then, there's something called the Charlie Foundation.org. I think it's called thecharliefoundation.org online, and they give you guidelines for ketogenic diets. Okay, so try that out for the asthma, and you might notice that over the course of a few months, the asthma goes away. All right, now I can't guarantee because I don't know who's going to stick with what. I don't know what your regimen is. I don't know if you're that kind of person who would actually be able to implement this effectively as it needs to be implemented, but I would say go for it. Okay, go for it. Good. I have hypothyroidism. I want to get off my medication. Any natural supplement you recommend? Now, of course, first of all, get rid of stress. Okay, I have a high suspicion that whenever I hear somebody say they have hypothyroidism, you got to remember there's a balance between your thyroid and your adrenal glands. If that is the case, your adrenals, once they start secreting high cortisol, thyroid level goes down, and we call that hypothyroidism. That means you have a low functioning thyroid. Well, thyroid is responsible for your metabolism, therefore your metabolic processes. So whenever you do that, I need you to minimize stress, whether that be physical or psychological. You got to get rid of stress. And when I say psychological, you're dealing with a boss at work. You're dealing with a family member that that used to love you and now they're hating you. That's psychological stress. That puts a weight on your mind, which actually physically manifests in your body. On top of that, if you're eating fried chicken, hamburgers, hot wings, all right, canes, raising cane fingers, okay? If you're eating any of that stuff, that is the physical stress. Remember, inside these foods are free radicals, additives, preservatives, chemicals, all right? There's a whole bunch of stuff we can throw into food that would actually cause a physical stress because your body now has to deal with all this stuff because it has no idea what to do with it. So if you're dealing with that, then we have to get you back on the right track. And then once you correct those things and you get the physical and the psychological stress down, guess what? Hypothyroidism goes away, your thyroid function goes back up, cortisol goes back down, and now you get to keep that balance again. So that'll get rid of your hypothyroidism. It's never a problem with the thyroid. That's always, always, always a side effect. Don't ever go into a doctor's office and let them tell you that you have a thyroid problem. You have a pancreatic problem. All right, your intestine has holes in it for no reason. It's all side effects. All right, the cause is much deeper than that, and usually it's going to be your diet. All right, usually, or some kind of medications that you guys are intaking that are unnatural to your body. All right, remember, there's only two things that can go wrong with the body: toxicity and deficiency. That's it. All right, so you're deficient in vitamins and minerals, or you're toxic because you're putting all these adjuvants into your body. All right, so got it? All right, so children, What should we give our children for a fever? It's called a cold rag, or you put them in a cold bath. Okay, so you're not supposed to give them anything. Your fever is good. It means that your body is healing itself. You have something in your body called, it's a white blood cell. It's called a basophil. Whenever you notice something getting hot, red, swollen, that's your basophils, okay? They secrete something called heparin and histamine. Heparin and histamine cause redness and swelling, and that means that's the indication that your body is healing itself. So if your kid has a fever and you're worried about it getting too high, well, you put them in put a cold rag on their head, or you stick them into a bath of slightly cooled water. And guess what? Fever goes down because it has no choice but to. All right. Medications, I don't see how people would think that medications keep you from feeling the fever. Doesn't mean the fever went away. Okay. So just because body heat decreases doesn't mean you fix the problem. Okay. So your body is fixing the problem. Let it do so. I like it. All right. So I see. Kemi is talking about the drop foot here. I like that. All right. So, it has to do. Okay. Now I'm assuming that means that the foot is swollen, and now we were losing functions as nerves are starting to detach from muscles. And now we got to do something called a tenodesis, meaning fuse them back together. Now, when that happens, that means that the only way we can do that is to get rid of the liquid that is in there. And usually that has to be done by outside intervention. Maybe you have to drain it. All right. Now, you might have to go to an emergency care or quick care to have that done, because that is an acute emergency that you cannot handle at home. So one thing I do advocate hospitals for is emergency. So if that is the case, you might have to get that drained before you can start the repair process on this, especially with regard to diabetes. I'm talking too much. All right, now, but what you can do as far as that is concerned, just before you even get the surgery, before you go to quick care, you can always start the steps of getting rid of diabetes, because if you get rid of the liquid via your lymphatic system, all right, which can happen, you get rid of the swelling through your lymphatic system, your body can start healing almost immediately, and usually the swelling can go down in a couple of days. Okay, so just now, how do you increase the circulation of your lymphatic system? The same way you increase the circulation of your cardiovascular system. You move, all right? You have to. All right. You can't expect an outside source to move your body for you, because that's the only way your physiology knows how to fix problems. Move. All right. I know you might have both legs swollen. Get on crutches and walk around. If you can't move that way, sit up and down on the couch. All right. And get tired. Just sit, standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, but do it. All right. You need movement. Okay. I like it. Okay, good. What do you recommend for PCOS and get it? Actually, Nasim, I did a video on PCOS, so I won't recover that here, because there is a video that I just did on that, and it's actually quite in depth about what I put in there. So, all right, it says, I appreciate your knowledge. All right, Shireen. All right, I appreciate your knowledge and help you. I hope you're giving us is free online and very affordable in the book, so we can and will help and naturally heal ourselves. Shireen, all right, I love it. All right, so do you have anything for fibromyalgia? My mom has it, and she is always complaining about pain, and the medicine they give her are not good. Well, first thing you got to do is stop taking them. Now, don't stop taking them all at once, because that can throw the body into shock and ultimately cause more problems and even death. So we don't want to do that. Now, what I recommend is whatever medication she's taking, even if she's got a cabinet full, stop taking one pill. I don't care which one it is, one pill per week until she's not taking medications anymore. At the same time that she is on the medication and weaning herself off, at the same time, I need her to be supplementing with the supplements, because when you've gone that far and you're taking that many medications, especially for something as serious as fibromyalgia, your body has been torn down. We got to build it back up. So what do we do now? Leafy green fruits and vegetables, vitamins and minerals, and the vitamins and minerals have to be fat soluble and water soluble. Once they are, you'll notice that they'll start to build up. Fibromyalgia is nothing but let's break it down for you. Algae is pain, fibro is fiber, my is muscle. So we have pain of the muscle fibers in the body. What's causing that is, of course, toxicity. Now, if we can get rid of the toxicity, we can get rid of the pain and therefore the condition. So once again, fibromyalgia is not a disease. It is a side effect of something else going on inside the body. That's basically all you have to do is get rid of fibromyalgia. And if you want to do it quickly, once again, I recommend the ketogenic diet. And like I said, I'm going to put something together for a ketogenic diet so you guys know exactly what to eat as far as that. Okay, if you don't, just look it up yourself. And the most extensive one I found is one called the charliefoundation.org. All right, they have a like lesson plans for you. Now, you don't have to pay for them if they don't have them laid out. Like I said, I'll lay them out for you if that is the case. Okay, so I love it. Now, so no supplements for hypothyroidism. Other than the normal ones, the Andrew Lessman Essential One for the hypothyroidism. So Blessed Cured. All right, so I love the name. You already started on the right path with the name because that psychologically can start healing your body. All right, so and good. All right, so my neurologist wants to give me on medications for what do I do? What is your opinion? All right, so as far as the neurologist is concerned, Alma, all right, they always want to put you on medications, even if it wasn't a neurologist. Now, you got to remember, if you take any medication, your fat cells, all right, that are making the myelin, that is the protective cover around your nerves, are going to be destroyed. You won't feel the symptoms because that's what the medicine is designed to do, is designed to mask your symptoms. But if you really take a look at this, the very medication that you're taking to improve your mental, as far as your brain health or your nerve health, it's going to have the opposite effect, especially after 2 months. After your body gets used to it, you won't even get the initial benefit of the medication anymore because your body will build a tolerance. And now you will need higher doses, or he's going to have to put you on something experimental. So I would say do not take the medications. Start upping your intake of omega-3 fats. Again, this is getting kind of simple. See, when you hear it over and over again, it kind of becomes second nature as to what you should do. So up those omega-3 fats, and you'll notice that your nervous system has no choice but to improve. All right, it's what it runs on. Okay, I've done the saline flush and I'm completely good with that. Although the hard part is getting the water in at one time. I'm fearful of the coffee enema though. How do I do it? All right, now, Miss Jen, don't try to do it on your own. All right, this is one of those things where you need help. Now, I'm not going to come to your house and actually do this for you, but I have a video on that. It's called How to Do a Coffee Enema on my channel here. So just find that one. I go through all the steps, and I always warn, be careful of the temperature when you're shooting coffee up your anus. All right, so you have to do it. All right, you have to be careful when shooting those grounds up. Now, I show you everything to do as far as filtering the coffee, what kind of coffee beans to use. So don't feel afraid. Just go with it and do it. Now, whenever you do a coffee enema, all right, you're going to be shooting coffee up there. Make sure you have done number 2 first, because if you have not, you're going to paint your bathroom. I'm not kidding. All right, so if you liked your bathroom yellow, guess what? It's brown now. All right, so don't do it. Okay, so go through the video, so just take a look. It's step by step. Okay, so I placed my order, but I think something has gone wrong. What can I do? Humble Soul said, Humble Soul, what name did you put under there? Give me your first name, and now I'll try to find it for you. All right, so how to tighten loosen skin. Nassim, beets. All right. What Eartha Kitt said in Boomerang with Eddie Murphy, it was true. She said, beets keeps the skin tight. All right. So now when you look, beets, I'm telling you, it's kind of one of those miracle foods. All right. People don't like them because their color, and when you eat a beet regular, it has this nice tart taste to it. Not that sweet, but tart. But when you juice it, you don't taste any of that. You just get a purple concoction. So do the beets. It helps keep the skin tight. And I had a young lady last night who, me and my wife were out dancing, and we met some friends there. She thought I was in my late 20s because I just turned 41 years old. All right. And she thought it's because my skin is tight. I don't have the little wrinkles under my neck. All right. And that's because I do beets. All right, I do beets. I love it. Love it. So stick with them. Stick with them. All right. So yes. All right. So Claudina. So Claudina, actually, let me see. Do I have it open? I do. All right. So I'm gonna check this for you right quick. Oh my, the orders are just good here. All right. So yes. Claudina, I have you, and let's see. I see. Claudina, you're all good now. All right, so I got you. It's because you did a the form of payment that you actually chose, I have to go ahead and okay it personally myself. So now I have okayed it. So it's going through. So yes, you're going to get your book. I got you here on the list. All right. So don't worry about anything. Okay. I got you. All right. So that works. Okay. Good. Do I juice the beets raw? Yes. All right. I do them raw. I do them cooked too. Sometimes if you slightly cook them, it releases more of the nutrients. But sometimes I get lazy, so I just cut them up and throw them in the thing. So I do recommend you kind of soften them up a little bit. And all you really have to do, you don't have to boil them. Just the day before, just throw them in a cup of water or something like that and just let it loosen up a little bit. Okay. So they are kind of hard to juice, especially if you don't have a big NutriBullet or a Nutri-Ninja. All right, we've come to 11:30. I let it go on too far. All right, but I told you guys I was going to give you the number one. My nose is getting stopped up for some reason. It must be. All right, I'm getting too excited here. All right, now, how about this? I don't have a cold or anything. All right, now, but I told you I was going to let you know the number one symptom. All right, I ordered on Friday. Thank you, Freedom Speaks. I appreciate that. All right, so I really do. Now, the number one tip for weight loss, I promise at the end of this webinar, I'm going to give you that right now. Now, what is it? Well, let's just tell you straight out. It's to take protein up on waking in the morning. Now, I take a plant-based protein supplement that has hardly any junk. It's hard to find anything that has none. All right. It's almost impossible because you are buying something that is in a container that they have to sell and ship. So there's going to be some stuff in there, but stuff that your body can get rid of. That's what I'm looking for. Now, I do something called MRM plant protein. I usually buy the 2.5 what is it called? 2.5 pound canister of this stuff. Now, it tastes pretty good, and it is plant protein, which is no different than animal protein. Well, it's a lot different, but it kind of gives the same effect. So don't ever believe that you have to eat meat for protein. Not the truth. You can eat beans for protein, for goodness sake, but I don't want to get up in the morning and eat beans. So I want it to be easy, nice, and simple. And guess what? It has worked as far as losing weight. Now, number one tip, when you first get up in the morning, purified water, about 8 ounces, dump in a scoop of the protein. Drink the protein, mix it up, drink the protein, and don't eat anything else, nothing, for an hour after you've done the protein. Now let it incorporate into your system. This works best if you've already cleaned out your colon and you've done a saline wash. All right, works supremely. Now, you'll notice that within 5 days, nothing is going to change. So don't give up on it. In 5 days, nothing is going to change because your body is used to using sugar and carbs as energy instead of protein and fat. All right, mainly fat. Now, when you take the protein early in the morning without food, you're guaranteeing that all it has to use to process this protein is the fat that you have stored on your body. Now, once your body has gotten used to that, usually in about 5 or 6 days, your physiology changes. Your body switches, and now it says, look, now we're going to use fat for energy, not sugar and carbs, because we're not getting that as soon as we wake up. So most of us get up and we have pancakes, waffles, pastry strudels, all right, Pop-Tarts, all right, carbs and sugar. So your body will turn those into fat, and it'll use that little bit of sugar in there for energy and store the fat on you. Let's change that. Let's go the other direction, and now we'll only do protein, which has no sugar and no fat in it. No processed fat in it. And then when it does, guess what? Now you have to burn the fat in order to process the protein. And what happens is we actually will have you guys go on with your diet here. And when you go on with your diet, you can eat whatever you want and still lose weight. However, I would say get on a healthy plant-based diet. Ooh, my nose keeps stopping up here. I'm almost done. I'll just bear through it. All right, so Miss Jim says MRM protein. That is exactly correct. That's how you spell it, and that's what you pick up. All right, wait. Let me see if I can find it for you. I'll do this MRM protein. See if I can show you the bottle. All right, yes, here we go. Let's click on that and show it to you nice and big. All right. And to be honest, as far as other things are concerned with the protein, look at this. Walmart is selling my protein. I love it. All right. And get it at a more affordable price. Now, this is pretty commoditized, so don't worry about that because I've checked the nutrients in this one. All right. So I'm going to show this to you. So here you go. All right, and there it is. Okay, so there it is. All right, now hopefully you guys can see this on the screen here. MRM protein powder. There you go, and you can see the price is pretty reasonable, especially as far as protein products are concerned. And this protein assimilates into your system really quickly. So just go along with it. All right. Top weight loss tip I can tell anyone on the face of this planet is to do protein as soon as you wake up. Wait an hour before you eat anything else, and hopefully stick with a plant-based diet that will actually help you out. And boom, you'll notice tremendous differences inside there. So I hope you guys can actually see the graphic there. I really do want you guys to get healthy and get on this right track as far as that is concerned. So we are back to YouTube. Marcus Rothkranz has an awesome green protein powder. All right, so I think he does. I believe in most of the stuff he says. The only video I did not agree with of his, Dwayne, is when he said that coffee enemas should not be done with coffee. You see, when he said that, he just said that you should do it with water and nothing else. Well, I have a problem with that because truthfully, in the 1920s, Dr. Max Gerson was curing cancer using coffee. So I can stick with the coffee because I know it has proven results behind it. And then secondly, coffee is a stimulant. It will help agitate the tissues of the liver to help you release the toxins, something that water cannot do unless you let your liver soak in water. And I doubt if you can hold a water enema inside your body without it being absorbed for 24 hours. That's how long it would have to take. All right, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's say 8 hours. All right. Does anybody have that kind of time? I didn't think so. Coffee works supremely. So that's the only thing I disagree with. But other than that, I've bought some of Marcus's products. I even bought his plant book, What to Eat in the Wild and Nature. So I even have his plant book. All right. So if we ever came to Armageddon, I'm going to grab that book and then I'll know what plants and bushes to eat to keep myself alive. So I like that kind of stuff. Love it. All right. So, all right. Yeah, Dietary. He just mentioned the book that I was talking about. So I don't want to keep you guys on here all day. I appreciate everybody coming by. I appreciate everybody answering their questions. I'm going to put this up here one more time so you guys can see this. Okay. So I'm going to do it one more time. Here you go. All right, just so you guys, in case you guys did not get the link, it is right below this video. All right, so I'm going to pop this up here so you guys can see exactly what it looks like and the options that you got. Okay, now take a look at this. You guys have the option of a real book. My throat is drying out. I had a surgery, scratch my throat. All right, so that's why my throat is drying out. Now, you guys can see that. We have Eat Butter, Smoke Marijuana, Kill Cancer, and Live to 100. You can buy the paperback book, of which inside of that book, I'm going to give you the 2 bonuses, which is the fruits and vegetable combinations you need to deal with almost every major condition in society today. I'm also going to give you a generalized juicing, food, and supplement plan that you can get rid of almost 85% of any disease in society today. If you put those 2 together, you should be able to cure almost anything that you have inside of your body with special exceptions. Those special exceptions are if you are in a late stage cancer, advanced diabetes, any condition where it's late stage, we need to do a little bit more in order to get you back healthy. So that kind of stuff we have to leave to you. So I'm putting this up here so you guys can see you have different modes of being able to buy the book. So you can do the digital download, meaning you can have this today, reading it today, implementing it today. Remember, I give protocols on almost everything in this book because I do not want you guys left hanging dry when you're trying to do this stuff. I don't want you to have to ask questions, go look up stuff on the internet. It is word for word specific inside of the book. All right, now, you can also get the audio book. I'm not going to let somebody read my book for me. I'm going to read it for you myself. So when you do that and when you pick up the book, I am going to, it's not available today. All right. I wanted to do it as an instant download, but I do not have it finished. So because you guys had to wait, I actually gave you a nice discount on the on the audiobook so you can listen to it in my voice and not have some other author write it without the same passion that I'm going to deliver it with. Just how I talk right now, that's how I'm going to give you that in my book. Okay. And of course, if you guys want to pick up the paperback version, which I'm extremely proud of, and I've kind of differentiated myself with the title, and it's not going to be a glossy cover. Even though it's a paperback, I'm doing a matte finish cover, meaning that that thing is going to be, it's going to feel like gold in your hands. All right. So I like that. It's going to be a block of gold. Now, I want to see you guys using this stuff. All right. So, I waited to the end to tell you the very most important part. I really do appreciate you guys stopping by. I do not, God bless you. Thank you, Marcus, man. I really do appreciate that, man. I mean, you guys have been so supportive on this, and you guys have done such a good job in helping me out and helping spread the word. I have had more people on this webinar than I did for the launch of the book, and I really do appreciate that. So I'm glad if you guys are listening to this right now, if you got a family member or somebody else who would benefit from this kind of information, remember, I am not doing this to sell books. I'm trying to help your family member. Get them the book, even if it's the downloadable version, all right, so they have it right now so they can start doing some of this stuff. Those of you who I promised plans to, I got your emails. I'm going to send those to you, so don't worry about that. 7 for 7, I got you, all right? And I really do appreciate all you guys have done. Tina, thank you too. Blessed and Cured, thank you. Miss Jim, I appreciate all of you guys giving me a shout out. Big Mark, you know, man, I call you up, I'll talk to you, that kind of stuff. Amped Up, if you didn't make it on this webinar, I really do appreciate you, man, stopping by. I'm going to try to do another one of these this week. So I'm going to give it a week. And then how about next week? We'll do next week. And I'll give you guys a chance to order the book, go through some things. I'm going to try to upload some more videos so you guys can have some more stuff. I want to do ADHD next, but I put this up here because it's my book. It's the release. That's why I have to do these webinars this week, because I'm trying to get it out there as far and as fast as possible so we can start healing people. Once again, thank you. You guys don't know your gratitude. My gratitude has no bounds for what you guys have done for me as far as spending your time with me. I know that it's a big thing. I know some of you are here on Sunday morning. I am just blown away by your gratitude, by your time, by everything that you do for me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the support. Yeah, I feel it. So I'll talk to you guys later. Sometime in the future, I'll let you know. Please, if you guys have not put yourself on the email list yet, just go to the sales page that I have up there, and to the right you're going to see a form that says get messages from Alvin J. If you guys want to know anything that I'm doing, get your name on that list so I can actually just send you an email to let you know when something is going on, so you don't have to magically find it. Okay, so put your name in there. Whoever family member you want to put in there, put theirs in there too, so they can come and join us on these live webinars and know when the videos are coming out so I can help them too. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully we've answered a lot of your questions. I'm going to do some research here. I want to send out these bonuses, and I love you guys for doing what you did to keep me going. I appreciate you. Talk to you later. This is Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet. All right, I'll talk to you soon. All right, later.